It's a Shark Rotator, and it doesn't work. My wife says, I don't know, it died. We're gonna plug it in and see what the deal is, but overall this thing's been pretty impressive. I was pleasantly surprised when she brought it home, but yeah, let's figure it out. Okay, let's push the power button. I just plugged it in. Well, here's the suction motor. Let me see if the belt, let me see if the brushes work. Well, I got a suspicion. It seems to be working right now, but I would be willing to bet the filters are plugged. And when the filters get plugged and not enough air circulates to the motor, it'll overheat. And the thermal shutoff will happen. So that's likely the case. But here's the thing, if we don't do anything about it, it's just gonna happen again. So let's take it apart, we'll clean it up, and we'll get this thing working tip-top shape. We lost a little snap on this thing, which isn't been too big of a deal as long as you are aware you can't hold it by the hand or it'll dump itself everywhere. Anyway, that comes off, we'll dump that out. And this likely is really the culprit because it's real super common. Just take this off and up it out, put it back together and think, oh yeah, we're good, but here's the problem. We gotta clean this thing out too. This is the filter, and look, it is absolutely packed. Oh my goodness, I don't even want to disturb it. It is so full of dirt. It's powdering off in my hands. This is really what caused this vacuum to fail. Not enough airflow because these things are clogged. Not enough airflow and the motor overheats. Anyway, let me get them over to the sink and holy smokes. Yeah, this is bad. Let's get this thing cleaned up. In an effort to avoid getting the dirt back through the motor side of the vacuum, I'm gonna vacuum out the vacuum. Yeah. But don't forget, there's another filter in the front. Reach under and pull forward. There's a latch, or this goes down, out of the way, right there. We gotta clean this one up too, so let me take this stuff all to the sink, we'll get it figured out. Let's dump this out at least, we'll get started. Don't forget to open the top out. I like to call this the sink of despair. Every house should have one because that's where all the stuff that goes that should be yeah. So really, water is your friend when you're trying to clean out these filters because otherwise the dust goes everywhere and it's invasive. So anyway, let me get the filters up here. We'll get them cleaned out and yeah. So we'll try and shake as much of it out as we can. And then we need to let this thing air dry. That is way better. I am moving these so carefully because they are just shedding dust absolutely everywhere. Well, that's looking pretty good. So when they'll wring out clean, let's try and get much water as we can out, and then we'll let these air dry for a while, and they should be good to go. Ooh, but don't forget about this. I mean, you could just let her be, but might as well rinse it out a little bit. It's got a lot of crud in it too. That's pretty good. I know this doesn't matter, but you know. So we'll set this outside to dry out for a little bit and clean up everything else while we're at it. Well, I don't know if it's right to clean the vacuum without cleaning the vacuum. So just real quick, I'll wipe it down. I don't want to make it perfect, but I do want to make it look a little bit less nasty. Just a little. And it's probably smart to at least clean in the cracks up here where everything seals together. Oh, there we go. I knew this was useful for something. Don't forget to remind the man in your life that loss of suction may occur if foam filter is not cleaned every month. It says it right here. I'm just saying. Vacuum cleaning is never complete until you've dealt with the rush roll. So let's tear into that. Ooh. Well, this is pretty convenient. More cleaning spots. Look at that. Holy smokes. Well, a clogged suction hose will definitely cause a vacuum to overheat. If there's no airflow getting through the suction motor, it can't cool itself. If it can't cool itself, it'll trip the thermal shutoff and the vacuum will turn right off. So this really is our problem. I mean, those filters need to be cleaned too, but this is the real culprit right here. That worked. It's clear through now. Here's how you can tell if you've got it clean. So, I mean, this kind of relies upon you having two vacuums, but if you suck through from here and the air comes sucking through up here like crazy, that's the other end, right? So yeah, we're just making sure the tube is clear. Well, at this point, I'm not sure which is the easiest approach, but either way, any way you do it, you got to get all this hair off of here. So if you want to start cutting it off with scissors, with a knife or whatever, but you know, let's go at it and we'll see what we can get done. Well, I'm 2/3 of the way done, but guess what I just noticed? They give you a nice little groove right here, and I bet you $100, or at least a popsicle, this is what it's for. Man, this thing's gonna work nice. Well, quick recap. If your vacuum completely shuts off, you might have just tripped the thermal overload protection. And if you give it some time, it's supposed to self-reset. So if you give it time, turn it back on in a little while and it works, most likely you just need a good clean out, just like this one did. But anyway, thanks for watching. Give me a thumbs up if it helped, and we'll see you next time.